probably as soon as he heard this story was coming down, got with Jalen, wanted to hear his side of it, and it'll be interesting to see if after the game tonight they address the media at all about this.
24 hours ago, Brian Dutcher only had to worry about back-to-back losses. But that's child's play compared to the avalanche of negative publicity hovering on the horizon as it relates to a sex tape lawsuit filed against his best player. The civil suit, dating back to an alleged 2016 encounter with a high school classmate, went public Wednesday afternoon. Jalen McDaniels still in the starting lineup, though, a few hours later. Light crowd on hand to watch the Aztecs take on Dominguez Hills, Cal State Dominguez Hills. McDaniels playing distracted early, but then warms up in the second half. The game is long over, but he hits the three there, then the long alley-oop here, followed by another three ball. Aztecs turn a 32-point halftime lead into a 99-46 win. Oh, but guess what the hot topic was after the contest?
As a father of two wonderful daughters, my heart goes out to the two young women who came forward in Seattle. I acknowledge there are a lot of people hurting right now, and my heart goes out to all of them. I know you have a lot of questions that I am unable to answer right now because of the ongoing civil investigation. In regards to Jalen, I would like to say he is being treated with the same respect and due process as any other student on this campus would be treated with this type of situation.
Meanwhile, the Toreros are in Eugene taking on Oregon. USD led by 1 at the break thanks to Olin Carter III. He had 10 and he finishes with 12. But the second half is all about the Ducks' true freshman Bull, the son of Manute Bull. The 7'3" teenager scores 12 in the final frame. Toreros play another Pac-12 team tough on the road but come up short at the final. 65-55. Now, earlier in the evening, Coach John Kentera made his weekly visit to KUSI. We discussed the fact that Torero basketball appears to be ascending, while the Aztecs, not so much. But he offered this point of view.
USD, on the other hand, they've got a bunch of guys that have been around. They've played Division I basketball. They play very well together. They run some great sets, and Sam Scholl's done a great job. Coach Dutcher's got his work to cut out with this ball club. He got some guys that have been around Division I basketball, and they got to play together a little bit better. What's kind of nice is it's kind of nice to have two quality Division I programs. Absolutely. San Diego State's going to figure this out at some point, and they haven't even started conference, so give them a little time. Remember last year, they really struggled early, and then Coach Dutcher got these guys going in the right direction. They made the NC2A.
Off 9 in a row, and it was one of the... Meanwhile, prep basketball fans will have a chance to see some of the bluest of the blue chippers in the land as we have the Mission Bills Mission Bay Beach Bash coming your way. It's a doubleheader on Friday. It features two local teams taking on two teams that, well, you might have heard of. Orange Lutheran is taking on La Jolla Country Day in the first game, and then Mission Bay will host Rancho Christian in the second contest. Mission Bay's Boogie Ellis and La Jolla Country Day's Ryan Langboard both in studio Friday. To promote the bash. I guess, well, here's an excerpt from that. Here's an excerpt from that conversation.
Dude, he's 6'11". Who's going to cover him?
My guy Sam Coleman will be on him. It'll be a tough matchup for sure. We haven't played anybody of that size yet this year, but we'll have to play really fast and play in transition and hopefully get him tired and make him get a little lazy.
As long as he's shooting threes, I think you're okay. It's if it's when he gets down low. And then Boogie, you have a similar problem in the Mobley brothers. One of whom Isaiah's going to SC, right? Have you played against the Mobley brothers?
Oh, yes, I have.
And how good are they?
They're really good players.
Which is the better, Isaiah? Or
that's a tough one. They're both pretty solid.
So who matches up against them? They're both big, right?
Yeah, so we're going to have to throw a couple zones at them, a couple different things, and hope for the best.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Boogie. Happy birthday to you.
Whoa! Make a wish.
Yeah.
All right. Boogie's probably wishing that we were nowhere around. We start our prep coverage at the Grossmont Winter Classic in boys basketball. Oceanside taking on East Lake. Second quarter, Ethan Santos with 2 of his 12. Pirates' Clyde Harris will assist Cameron Beecham's brother of Kyron, and he returns the favor a little while later. Oceanside wins 56-49. One more Grossmont from Grossmont. Sage Creek taking on Scripps Ranch. Both teams wearing their dark uniforms. Fourth quarter, the Falcons, Andy Manso gets the steal and then the bucket and the foul on the other end. With 3 seconds remaining, the Bobcats' Nick Sunk forces overtime with 2 of his game-high 17. The final, though, 40-39 in overtime. Scripps Ranch wins it. Heading to the pitch now, Pacific Ridge. Firebirds taking on Mission Vistas. 25th minute, it's Justin Ricketts with the left foot to get the Timberwolves on the board. 37th minute, Connor Gillespie sneaks it through the defense and finds Daniel Santos, who extends the lead right there. Pacific Ridge forward JoJo Marks gets the Firebirds on the board. This one belongs to the Timberwolves by a 2-1 margin. Staying up north, Oceanside taking on San Clemente. A little soccer action. This is Pirates goalkeeper Christian Martinez with a gem of a save. Keep the Tritons' attack off the board in the first half. Problem is his counterpart, Curtis Harvey's doing the same thing on the other end. Another great save. The Tritons go home victorious. The final 2-0. San Clemente on top. Girls water polo now. Non-conference showdown. Claremont taking on Del Norte at their place. Fourth quarter, Claremont senior Ella Denny scores 2 unanswered goals. Final, Del Norte doubles up Claremont by an 8-4 margin. Oh boy, a lot of road trips for our 4 remaining high school football teams playing for state titles. We told you about San Diego and Lincoln yesterday. Let's talk about the other 2 that are involved, starting with the Dons. They're taking on Folsom. Sean Doyle's defense will look to slow down Bulldog quarterback and Boise State commit Caden Bennett. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards and 61 touchdowns this season.
Yeah, it's hard knowing this is going to be my last game and that it's going to be a game like this for sure. But I trust my guys. They trust me, so I will get the job done. It's all about trust here.
They're an unbelievable football team. I mean, from their quarterback to their running back to their line to their receivers. They got a kid going to Clemson. They have an unbelievable junior, and then 2 slot guys that don't get a lot of praise that are real good. You know, I mean, everybody, you hear coaches on PPR all the time talking about, yeah, this is just another game, but we can say it, but to the kids, it's the state championship game, whether we like it or not. But when the goal is once they get into the flow of the game, then it's another game.
Meanwhile, Orange Glen has a 500-mile bus ride in their future. The Patriots unable to come up with plane fare to the Bay Area, so that means the team is loading up a bus Thursday morning at 5 a.m. They will spend a day getting acclimated, practicing under the shadow of the Golden Gate Bridge. Game is on Saturday noon, and then it's a long bus ride home. They hope to win and make the bus ride better.
We came together as a team to win, and that's all it comes down to. It's a team sport, so we got to help each other with distractions. One man veers off, then we had to veer him back in and help each other out.
The kids they're a little stir crazy right now. They are ready to get on the bus and leave. We've been talking about it for almost 2 weeks now, so they are excited and just ready to play. I think they want to play great for our school and for our community, and they are ready to kind of show what we have as a football team.
And folks, we're still clearing out some content that didn't make it into the Silver Pigskin Gala last week. Here's Brandon Stone's recap of all the best student-athlete spotlights brought to you by the kind folks at the San Diego Community College District.
Et je jouais le football américain pour l'école de Santa Fe Christian.
While I was home alone with my mom, I was like, Mom, I want to read. Mom, I want to be able to do that. How do they do that? What is that, math? I was like, I want to be able to do that.
As a linebacker, I know what is gonna mess me up. I try to take those and do that when I run the ball.
I think one of the really key things that I've learned about, especially being quarterback and having him as my left tackle, is I kind of know where he's gonna be, what he's gonna do.
I mean, honestly, I never really thought about football back then. I mean, never thought about playing it until freshman year. I started and then I loved it.
I try to be the inclusion guy because at the end of the day, I'm representing the Olympian O, the Olympian Eagles. I want to represent our school. I want to be that guy.
Everybody else doesn't see me that way. They see me as just a football guy, but he sees me as a person that he genuinely cares about.
I put this on my back as a remembrance of her, and when I look at it,
remember what I'm playing for.
It's cool being a part of the club because we can actually work on like real projects that are in our community and we could actually make an impact.
For the longest time, I'd always used to draw when I was a kid. So this isn't really like drawing, but in a way you get to create and design the same way, so.
My favorite part was obviously like when we get to launch, you know, because that's when everything comes together, because we work on the weekends and during the week.
I took it as an opportunity to maybe try something new, get out of my comfort zone a little bit. I shall be proved upon thee by good witness.
That's just probably one of the greatest things at this high school is that it's not just about being a student here. That, you know, we do things to outreach the community and care about other people.
I'm not too worried about football at the next level because I know I can play at any level. But more importantly, I just want a good education because that's what's going to last me.
Kind of forces me to open myself up in a different, more creative way than I would in math or science or even on the football field.
Well done, Brandon. We'll take a quick break. We'll talk about the Raiders coming back to San